Hi guys, I'm back to do a review today on a series of books. So it's not just a review on one book, it's a review on the whole series of the books. And of course by the title you probably already know that it's the Summer I Turned series books. Summer I Turned series. The Summer I Turned Pretty even, and it's the summer books and summer series books anyway. And it's basically just a review on the three of them and my thoughts that I thought on personally each of them. And if you've only read the first book in the summer series, maybe you've only read the Summer I Turned Pretty, the first book, then this is probably best not to watch this video because I don't want to give any spoilers away. If you've only read the first book, because I'll probably talk about the second, the third, and you don't want to know, cover your ears, or yeah. So anyway, I'll hurry on. In my opinion, the first book was probably my favourite book in the series, and the first book, it starts off obviously with the main character Belly, who's just a normal girl. I find. I think she's just your normal average girl, nothing special about her, nothing out there. She's just a normal average girl for you, and every summer she goes to the summer house with her mom and her brother, and there her mom's best friend also has two boys, and every year there she gets left out because they go there in the summer, and every year she gets left out, and the boys always tend to leave her out. Because she's the only girl out of them all, she always feels left out, and this year it's a completely different year, and the two boys see her differently and act differently around her, and she feels that this year that she's going to change and she's going to be different and she's going to be a new Belly. And basically this first book goes back a lot into the past and talks about her growing up in the summer house. It is all based around the summer house mostly, and how how the boys interacted with her, and which explains Conrad and Jeremiah, who are the other two boys. She has always had a crush on Conrad, and this year he's acting different around her, and also Jeremiah, who was her best friend, is acting different, and it's all kind of like a bit of drama, but not like wow drama where it's too much. I found it quite nice, the drama that was going on, because another boy comes through in the equation called Cam. So that's kind of like the first book where Conrad's kind of overprotective of Belly, and she doesn't like it, and she wants him to stop being protective, and wants him to start realising how much she likes him. How Jeremiah is Jeremiah or Jeremy, but it's spelled Jeremiah anyway in the book. How he's acting different around her as well, and it also explains the fact that Susanna is got an illness and dying from cancer, and that is the two boys' mother, and yeah, she's really close with Belly since she kind of takes her as a daughter. She's like a daughter figure for her, and it goes through that emotional stage as well, and I really like that kind of part of the book where you get to see their relationship. So that's the first book. In the second book, it gets a bit different. In the second book, Conrad is again a completely different person, and he's horrible to Belly. Susanna's died, and yeah, if you didn't already know, you do know now. And they're kind of mourning over her death, and it's kind of all like the summer house, their dad, because it's actually Susanna's husband who kind of owns the house and wants to sell the house, so all of the summer children try and save the place, and of course there's more drama along the way, and this time Jeremy has his own point of view in the book as well, and you realise that he's in love with Belly as well, along with Conrad, who kind of doesn't show it, who's just horrible to her instead. And then in the end of the book, Jeremiah and Belly kind of kiss, and they kind of get together at the end of the book in a weird, strange way. I really didn't like the end of the second book. I found it a nuisance because it was kind of rushed. The whole Jeremy, whatever. and Belly getting together. They like quickly got together after the kiss, and it was like as soon as Conrad said he didn't want her anymore, it was like, okay, well I'll have your brother instead, kind of thing, because he said he didn't want her. And so yeah, it kind of left the book a bit like, I hated the way the book ended because it was kind of like she rushed and she just went straight to the different boy because Conrad didn't want her. And yeah, and then the third book takes place 2 years later, and in the third book you see that Conrad actually does have feelings for Belly and has been trying to hide them all these years because he kept his secret to his mom that he would look after his brother and not, you know, so he wanted his brother to be happy as well, but he decides, why can't he be happy just because for his brother? And you see kind of Jeremy and Conrad battle for Belly the most in this one, and then we find out that Jeremy kind of cheated on her, and she's got to think to herself, does she really want to be with someone like that, or does she want to be with Conrad, who she knows she's been in love with forever, and who he's loved quite a long time as well, but he just is so stubborn and won't let himself know that. And it kind of gives you that ending, which is, I'm not going to spoil the ending just in case you haven't read the last book, but it is a nice ending to the story. And of course it does skip a couple of years again after that, right at the end, but it's a nice ending and a really cute chick flick summer read for you all. And so much romance, so much friendship, and the characters were really amazing. I think I loved every single character in this book, and that doesn't happen often. Yeah, and there's loads of love triangles, but it was kind of good, and there was loads of twists as well. So if you haven't read the summer series books, I do recommend going to read them because they're so girly and you know, they're just nice and you don't have to think too much on the books either. So yeah, that is my review on the summer series. Hope you enjoy. Bye.